So we're off to expose the wizards, the warlocks and witches of Wall Street in Washington. Are they there? You're absolutely right, they're there. Robert got into this by taking a second look. He pulled back the curtain. A lot of, doctors said, well, no, we've got to, I think I see something, but I don't want to see something. They're going on with blinders.
Anthony, let me elaborate. We have what's called a healthcare system that's a disease maintenance system. And I have often gone into medical meetings, and I've held up one of these. Actually, what I hold up is a $100 bill, Federal Reserve note. And I say, this is before hundreds of doctors. I'm going to give this to the very first one of you who can name me a synthetic petrochemical pharmaceutical that cures any disease. No one can come up to claim it. I haven't had one yet. I say with the exception of antibiotics, name me one. So that tells you right there, to you, Mr. and Mrs. Smith or Jones, you've got health problems, everyone does. Just know that there isn't one synthetic big pharma chemical that is going to cure your problem. Well, if there isn't something out there that's going to cure your problem, then consider this. You have the federal government with all the other its agencies and insurance and Medicare through the FDA and the AMA telling you what diseases you're allowed to have because they have these diagnosis codes, CPT codes, and you've got to fit into one of their diagnoses in order to get reimbursement. But in order to get reimbursement, you have to get treatment that they allow for that code, for that diagnosis. So you're in a situation now where you have to have the diseases that they will allow you to have and then get the treatments that they will allow you to have for the diseases that they will allow you to have.
So you're talking about authorized diseases, and you're talking about authorized
authorized chemical makeup.
And who owns these chemical companies? Who owns these oil companies? Who owns this but the banks? The banksters own the pharmaceutical companies, they own the oil companies, they create the crisis, they create the disease.
Interlocking.
Well, in truth,
offer a solution which gives them more money and more control. They are like puppet masters, and down below the strings, there's guys down there, down below, following in their direction.
do you know that Czechoslovakia just refused a shipment of flu vaccine when they discovered in the flu vaccine a mixture of H5N1 and the flu they were supposed to protect against? Now, what's the H5N1? Please let me explain. That's the bird flu, which to this point in time has not found the means to jump from human to human. If you mix those two flu strains together, a human flu, which is transmissible person to person, and a flu which has an unbelievable mortality rate that's not treatable, and you mix them together in a living person, you will combine genes so that you will get an H5N1 that can jump from person to person. Had Czechoslovakia administered this vaccine, we could have seen a worldwide flu pandemic.
This is a crime.